Hey y'all, welcome back to Scriptures and Sunshine with Emma. And I am super sorry that I've been a little MIA lately on posting videos and on our socials. I have been sick, I've been feeling a little under the weather, and I'm slowly getting better. I just had no energy for the past 3 or 4 days, and I'm finally feeling a lot better. And it kind of sucked because it was so nice out, but I'm finally able to be outside and I'm able to record this video and record the next Scriptures and Sunshine episode, which I'm pretty sure this is episode 4. Hopefully after today they will continue to be posted on every Sunday after that. But if they are not, just know that I am working my very best to get the next one out. It's a lot to edit all of these videos, and I enjoy doing it. It just is a lot. So if they do not get posted every Sunday, just know that I'm working and trying my best to get them posted. And it's finally turned to really, really beautiful weather. It has been upper 60s, around 70s here where I live, and I am just super glad and super excited to feel this warm weather and enjoy the sunshine that we have been given. And so now we are going to read in our Bible. And today we're going to kind of read from 3 different spots in Proverbs chapter 24 and chapter 25. So to start, I'm going to read chapter 25 in Proverbs from verses 13 and 14. So it says, "My son, eat thou honey, because it is good, and the honeycomb, which is sweet to thy taste. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul. When thou hast found it, then there shall be a reward, and thy expectation shall not be cut off." So I think with these 2 verses, we can ask ourselves, are we filling up our souls with the knowledge of Jesus and the goodness that Jesus has for us? Are we inviting him into our lives to show us his goodwill for our lives and asking him to guide us along this life? Or are we filling our souls up with negative thoughts, with things that are not good for us? Are we listening to negative music? Are we listening to negative people? Are we being around negative people? Are we sinning with others? Are we doing what the world wants us to do and not what Jesus wants us to do? So those are a couple things that we can ask ourselves, and this verse kind of reminds us of that. When it uses the reference to honey, we can remember that when we eat honey, or when we eat something sweet, we eat it because it is good, where it says because it is good. And the honeycomb, which is sweet to the taste. And so we can use that as to kind of think, well, why are we feeding ourselves bad things when we could feed ourselves good things about Jesus, and we could learn more about Jesus, and our soul will better itself when we feed it the sweet knowledge of Jesus instead of filling our soul with the negative things. So I think we can really use those verses to remind ourselves that we need to make sure that our lives are being filled with the goodness of Jesus and not the negative things. We need to make sure that we are filling our souls with sweet honey and filling it with the great knowledge and the good knowledge about Jesus. And then I'm going to go down to verse 29, and it says, "Say not, I will do so to him as he hath done to me. I will render to the man according to his work." So I think this is a really great verse that we can be reminded of how we should treat others. As Christians, we are called to love others as Jesus has loved them, and we should do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We need to always love others and have Jesus in mind whenever we are speaking or having a conversation or interacting with one another. We need to always have Jesus on our mind to remind ourselves that we need to love others as you would have them do unto you, and we should always, no matter what, we should not be rude to someone just because everyone else is doing. We need to put ourselves in that person's position and ask ourselves, how would I want to be treated in this situation? And after you do that and you kind of have a self-reflection about this situation, then you can remember, oh yeah, we need to love others as we would love ourselves or want others to treat us, and we should treat that other person how we want to be treated. We all can remember as when we were younger that we were taught kind of this do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and I think we are taught it at a very young age because it is a very beautiful thing to do. And it's a very beautiful thing to have that power to be able to self-reflect before you react to a situation and be able to calm yourself before you say anything, and you're able to assess the situation and treat the other person how you would want to be treated. Show them kindness, show them love, show them compassion, be helpful towards them, maybe give them a hand, maybe encourage them. There's so many things that we can do to others to help them out, to make their day better, and we should always strive to do that instead of being negative and making their day worse or just being rude, because no one ever likes anyone being rude, and Jesus would be kind to everyone. And then finally, I'm going to go to chapter 25 in Proverbs, and I'm going to read verse 21, and it says, "If thine enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat, and if he be thirsty, give him water to drink." So this verse is a very, very hard verse to live out. What I get from it is love your enemies, and that is definitely what Jesus teaches us to do, and that's what he wants us to do. But it is a very, very hard thing to live out. I even struggle with this. Everyone probably struggles with loving your enemies because it is so hard to love someone who has betrayed you and lost your trust, who has been rude to you, who has hurt you. And I think it's a very, very mature and powerful thing when you start to see your situation how Jesus would see it. You look at it and you're like, well, he did hurt me, but I can forgive him and I can still love him. And one thing that I have learned is you can love your enemies from far away. I don't think Jesus is asking us to forgive and then keep letting that person do what hurt you again. I don't think Jesus wants us to go back to toxic situations just because we're forgiving. You can forgive and you can love your enemies and you can love people from far away, and that is sometimes how it needs to be. I think we all have some people that we love, but we've had to let go in our lives because it just was a very toxic thing that was going on, and that needed to be closed. And that chapter in our life needed to be closed. We needed to grow from it. We needed to leave that situation and get a better grasp on our perspective of the world and essentially heal from that hurt that had happened. And I'm living proof that you can love your enemies, but you can also do it from far away, because not everyone is meant to be in your life your whole life. Not everyone is supposed to be with you on this ride, on this journey through life the whole time. And some people leave too early. Some people could have left earlier but didn't. And it's just a hard truth that it's a hard pill to swallow, that not everyone is going to like us. Not everyone's going to treat us right. Not everyone is going to be who they say they are. And we can just take the information that we have been given by their actions, and we can process that, think about it, and ask ourselves, is this how I want to be treated? And if it's not how we want to be treated, and if we think that it is not how Jesus would treat me as a friend, or if it's not how Jesus would treat us, then We need to assess the situation and try to make it a more healthier, better situation. And whether that be talking to the person about it and figuring out some way to make it a better, healthier situation, or that is slowly distancing yourself and loving them from far away and not keep putting yourself in that toxic and that unloving situation, and instead getting yourself out of that. It takes a lot of strength to do that. And if you're struggling with getting yourself out of a situation, just know that you can love your enemies just like Jesus would, but you can also do it from far away. You do not always have to be stuck with them your whole life. You need to protect your heart. You need to protect your peace. You should never feel like you're drowning in a situation. Jesus would never make you feel like you are drowning or that you are not enough. Jesus will show love. And if you are not feeling loved by others in a situation, then you should not be putting yourself in that situation. And instead, you can just simply love them from afar. Never stop loving them. You can always forgive them, and you can never stop loving them. But you can love them from a distance. So that is all that I have today for Scriptures and Sunshine. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and learned a little something, and that you are able to kind of feel Jesus' love from this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe and follow along to see more of these episodes. And remember to always love your enemies, because that's what Jesus would do. Jesus loves you. Bye.